So shall we start?
Yes, ma'am.
Shall we start, sir?
Yeah, we can start. Yeah.
Okay, okay. Thank you. On behalf of the Model School Abu Dhabi, I, Smita Rajesh, Head of Primary Section, take this opportunity to welcome each one of you for today's parents' meeting, exclusively for the parents who opted for distance learning or e-learning. Praise be to our God, from whom all blessings, richness, and fruitfulness flow. Let me share the glimpse of today's session. Prayer by Afnan Abu Bakr from grade 5F. English translation by Nasneen Fatima of grade 6F. Honorable Principal Dr. V.V. Abdul Qadir will be addressing the gathering. Our Vice Principal will be sharing the IDEC and schools policies on distance learning and e-learning, and few suggestions for the parents on how to support their wards for effective e-learning. As we all know, we have successfully completed a term of this academic year and are now stepping to the next term. Thanks to our dedicated teachers for fulfilling the aims and goals of our school, and gratitude to the parents for of our school. Without their support, distance learning wouldn't be possible. Self-evaluation is one of the best strategies for the route to success, and we all must analyze the performance and groom our actions. So let us move to the next agenda. Let us seek the prayer from Almighty. I would like to call upon Afnan Abu Bakr for the prayer.
Assalamu alaikum. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اقرأ باسم ربك الذي خلق. خلق الإنسان من علق. اقرأ وربك الأكرم الذي علم بالقلم. علم الإنسان ما لم يعلم. كلا إن الإنسان ليطغى أن رآه استغنى. إن إلى ربك الرجعى. أرأيت الذي ينهى عبدا إذا صلى. أرأيت إن كان على الهدى أو أمر بالتقوى.
Thank you. Now I call upon Nasneen Fatima for English translation.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. In the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful. Read in the name of your Lord who created man from a cloth of congealed blood. Read, and your Lord is most generous, who taught knowledge by the pen, taught man that which they did not know. Nay, indeed, man transgressed rebelliously, because he sees himself self-sufficient. Indeed, to your Lord is the return. Have you seen the one who forbids a servant when he prays? Have you seen if the servant be upon guidance or enjoins righteousness? Thank you.
Thank you, Nasneen. Now I would like to invite our Honorable Principal, Dr. V.V. Abdul Qadir, to address the gathering.
Respected parents, Vice Principal, HOSS, Manager, Students Affairs, Supervisors, teachers, and my dear students. We have already completed the first term, and we are going to reopen the school for the second term after summer vacation on 29th of August. Almost all the parents are known to us, but there may be a very few new parents. First of all, let me introduce our Vice Principal, Mr. A.M. Sharif, Students Affairs Manager, Mr. I.J. Nazari, HOS of Boys, Mr. Abdul Rashid, HOS of Girls Higher Class, Mrs. Hasina Begum, Primary Class HOS, Mrs. Smita Rajesh, and KG Section HOS, Mrs. Varalashmi. We also have our senior class supervisors, Mr. Rafiq and Mr. Sultan for boys, Ms. Renu for girls, Mr. Shija Shafi and Mrs. Noor Aisha for the primary, and Ms. Harisa and Nahila for lower classes primary, and Mrs. Shanifa and Ms. Justina Khalil for the KG section. First of all, let me welcome you all to this session. When the pandemic started last year, first we started online classes. Later, those who were willing to come to school to attend face-to-face classes were permitted to come to school. Hence, we had both online classes and face-to-face classes. During the last academic year, with your cooperation and with the dedication and the work of our staff and students, we were able to overcome all the hurdles and complete the academic year successfully. We were also able to complete the school exams and board exams very well. In the board exam, both in the Kerala board and the CBSE, our students have produced 100% pass results. All the students who appeared were eligible for higher studies. I take this opportunity to congratulate all our students, their teachers and parents for the excellent performance in the board exam. In Kerala board grade 10, of the 140 students appeared, 99 students have secured A+ in all the papers. In grade 12, of the 80 students appeared, 32 students have secured A+ in all the papers. In the CBSE grade 10 and 12, the class average mark is 85%. The academic years, we started in April and will be continued till March. Our teachers are struggling a lot to complete the syllabus and to maintain the flow. The school is determined to make the school life happy and memorable for the students. We have taken all safety measures required by the Ministry of Health, Department of Preventive Medicine and ADAC. 97% of our staff and almost all the students have above 16 years attending FTF classes have vaccinated. We request the remaining parents to take vaccine for their wards. We need to change and adapt to face the upcoming challenges. We assure you that all the students attending FTF classes will be safe and secure. We urge the students to keep distance and to follow COVID-19 protocol, directions, and regulations. Dear students, remember, hard work is the key to success. Set a goal and your teachers will help you to clarify your doubts. It is your attitude rather than your aptitude that determine your success. Participate in all the school activities, whether it is online or offline. Education is the manifestation of the perfection already in man. Education shapes the life of an individual. And all illustrious people were industrious, work hard and strive hard to reach your goal. The whole world is facing the pandemic, and we hope by the grace of Almighty, the world will overcome it and return to normalcy in the nearest future. As the great romantic poet Shelley sang, if the winter comes, there will be spring far behind. Dear students, make a blueprint of your future, work hard and utilize your time carefully and fruitfully. Wish you all successful days ahead. Have a nice day. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your firm and inspiring words. Now, I would like to invite our respected Vice Principal, Mr. A.M. Sharif, to orient the parent and to share the policies to the parents. Once again, we have conducted many parents meeting in this academic year and the previous academic year. This is one among them. The floor is yours, sir.
Thank you, Ms. Smita. I think I am audible to you.
Yes, sir.
Good evening, respectful principal, my colleagues, my dear parents, as well as the dear children. I am happy to see you through this platform, but I am unhappy because I can see you only through this platform. In fact, we were having some kind of expectations that we will be able to meet you all physically in the school by the beginning of the coming term when we reopen the school after summer break. But unfortunately, you are not able to return the school due to some of the reasons. Anyway, we have to go on, whether it is online or on-site. We can't stop our progress. We have to grow, we have to develop, and we are there to support you. Our principal has conveyed the major ideas and the most of the things that we have to follow, and he has given the guidelines as well. Now I will focus on some of the points only. See, now at the onset of this meeting, I would like to say that as we have more than 1,000 participants now in Zoom, and others are requested to join through the live streaming. Exact number, I don't know. Just before I was seeing more than 150 were there in the live streaming as well. More people will be there. If someone is requesting you, you are not able to join, please advise them to join through the given link. And moreover, we can't answer to all of the queries if allowed to speak through mic. That's why the chat box is open. You can use the chat box for raising your doubts or making clarifications. We'll be answering to your doubts. Now, main areas that I will just pass through: the school reopening guidelines and the learning models, the e-learning ethics, as well as the parents' role. There were a lot of skepticism whether the school will reopen fully in August 21 or not. ADEC has decided to reopen the school with different proposals. One of the proposal is full return. That is, all students are coming to the school as before. Before means 2 years back as they came to school. And second one is partial return. If there is some difficulty for the school to accommodate all the children, then the school can go ahead with the partial return. And the third one is distance learning. Now, why FTF? FTF is face-to-face or the on-site classes, wherein children are coming to school regularly and attending the classes. I know whether you have opted FTF or e-learning. Irrespective of this option, you are all agreeing about the importance of the face-to-face classes and the advantage is manifold. Children are getting the real-time experience. They are coming out of their houses. They are mingling with their peers, with adults. They are socializing. They're getting chances for getting a real-time experience. They can collaborate. They can interact, and they can play with their peers. A lot of things are there, but due to some reasons, it is not possible for all to join. See, as there are a lot of advantages for FTF classes, ADEC has permitted parents to give an option whether to admit their children in the FTF mode or in the distance learning mode. Knowing to the implications, ADEC has accepted the parents' option for e-learning as well. Now, in front of me, all of you have opted e-learning, and we'll discuss about the e-learning process. Now, even though there is a provision for opting FTF as well as distance learning is mandatory for some categories of students wherein they have some kind of health risk. So the children who are having any kind of health risk are advised to go ahead with the DL only. They are not allowed to attend the classes at present. Now, there may be a chance of questions whether there is a difference in the fees for those who are coming, fee increase for those who are coming to the school because the number of students are less. So will the school charge more or not? The answer is no. The school fees and the bus fees, everything will remain same whether you are sending the children to the school or not. So there is no change of any kind of fees. Whether you're opting sending the children for the school face-to-face or it is distance learning. Now, regarding health and safety, I would like to talk to you that a lot of things have been considered while the students are invited to the school to ensure the safety and well-being of the children. It is better to convey you what are the safety measures adopted by the school as guided by the health authorities as well as ADEC. There are 4 lines of safety measures in the school. One, as you're all knowing, mask wearing. It is compulsory to wear the mask inside the classrooms and outside as well, all the times, to prevent the spread of any kind of infection, not only COVID-19, any kind of infection, airborne infections. And the KG students are exempted from wearing the mask, but if the parents are interested in wearing the mask for their children, there is no objection, they can, but it is not compulsory. The second one is physical distance. The children will not be mingling with each other. Even though they are coming to school and sitting in the classes, there will be ample distance between the children. They will not be allowed to touch each other or contact physically to avoid any kind of spread of any kind of infections. Third one is ventilation. As now the temperature is a little bit high, the ventilations will not be open much. But if the climate is better, the teachers have the liberty to keep the windows open to ensure more ventilation and more airflow. So children can remain more healthy or more ventilated. And hand hygiene. We have kept the sanitizers in all the places. Children can use sanitizer wherever they want. But it is mandatory whenever they are going for washing hands or for toilet, they have to use this hand sanitizer. That is compulsory. Now, more safety is ensured now in the campuses. as principal conveyed, vaccination is made compulsory requirement for entry in school. Let it be a child of 16 years and above, or any other, maybe a teacher, maybe a driver, a support staff, a parent, a visitor. For all, vaccination is compulsory. Without vaccination, no one can enter the campus. Moreover, those who are coming to the school for the first time after a long break, for example, you have visited the school in one day, and after 1 or 2 weeks, if you are coming, you can enter the campus only after showing a negative RT-PCR result of 96 hours validity. So safety is ensured. One side, there is vaccination. Second side, there is a continuous test. So those who are coming continuously will undergo the PCR testing, routine PCR testings, and the visitors should show the valid PCR testing, valid for 4 days only. And the children between 12 and 15, 12 and 16, I can say, it is not compulsory to get vaccinated, but if the parents are willing to give vaccination, it is okay. It is also well accepted. Now, regarding the distance learning mode, that is the thing that you all have opted. This is the guidance given by EDEC. I am showing the slide that is given by EDEC, but we have gone a little beyond, more, because EDEC advises in distance learning mode, in e-learning mode, at least 50% of the classes must be live classes. But for modern school, the 100% classes are in live sessions. No class is given as a recorded session. All children are called for live session and being taught as if they are in the regular classes. This is the timing for the classes. The classes will start for the formal session at 7 a.m. and the classes will be ending at 11 a.m. There is a break, and there will be one more session afterwards. Details will be conveyed to you by the respective supervisors after this, because we have to confirm with the EDEC and get the clarification or concurrence from EDEC. And for afternoon shift, the classes, means regular classes will start at 1 o'clock, but in the morning there will be a few classes that also we will be giving the details within 1 or 2 days time after getting concurrence from the EDEC. Now, related to the attendance in the distance learning classrooms, even last year also we have issued circulars and guidances, manners, etiquettes, guidance, etc. But it is better to speak once again, to refresh once again what are the major things that we have to take care. As you are all aware, we are conducting the classes through Zoom platform with the support of Google Classroom. You are all aware. The new parents, for your information, your children will have a account, means an account, email account in the school's domain. The children can access the Google Classroom through that Google domain, school domain, and the study materials, worksheets, assessments, quizzes, all will be available in the Google Classroom, and the live classes will be there through the Zoom platform. And for the DL children, all assessments will be conducted through online only. There is no chance of conducting any face-to-face assessments. And we cannot conduct any practical classes, no hands-on experience sessions we can conduct. We cannot conduct live collaborations. These are the limitations of the distance learning classes. But teachers will try to do maximum to make collaborations through the breakout rooms. I think you are aware of the breakout rooms. Now, regarding the attendance, I am speaking to the parents and students together. It must be a joint effort by the parent and the child and the teacher. Without the collaboration between the three, the classes will not be successful and our objective will not be met. So ensure the on-time attendance of your children, and make sure your children are attending all the periods, all the classes as per the guidance. And in many classes, in small classes, it is very less. The children are joining with some kind of pet names or the name of the device that they are using. It may be showing Lenovo, or maybe showing Samsung, or maybe showing some names of some film stars or great politicians. This is not acceptable because this is a professional program. Teachers have to identify who is the child, who are the attendees. So if any child is joining the class with a pet name or a fake name or a different name, the child will be removed from the classroom, because we have some bad experiences of admitting children. I'll talk to you about it after a few while. And regarding the classes, the location where the child is sitting is very important. If you have more than one child studying, there will be some practical difficulty, I realize, but please place them where there is proper light available, and the light shall not fall on the screen of the gadgets. It must be falling either their face, not directly, or from the top. So there must be proper lighting, and if possible, proper ventilation as well. And there must be visibility for the senior ones or the elderly ones or parents. They have to see the screen from a distance, and what is happening in the classroom, what is the child doing, you have to observe. But I have a very humble request, especially in lower classes. The class is a professional class. The teachers and we all wanted to see and interact with the children. There are requirements for the involvement of the parents, and the teachers will ask for the parents. Unless otherwise there is a request from the parents, please do not appear in the camera. Please don't sit or lay down somewhere where you are visible through the camera. This is very important. And do not dictate in between. Do not interact in between. Do not interrupt in between. Let your children focus on, concentrate and learn. We know when I was talking just now, one man opened the door. Just now. I just looked at him and my concentration is affected. So like that, if someone is talking to you, you will lose your concentration. Children are learning a lot. So give them maximum chance and the maximum environment to learn well. So don't interfere or interpret. And we have some experience. The teacher asks a question to one child. Sometimes the mother of that child or the mother or father of or sister of another child will be saying the answer. You are doing some kind of a wrong thing by not giving chance to your children to think, to interpret and learn and grow. So you are not supporting them, you are actually spoiling them. Please remember to this one. Now, please advise your children not to share the login ID and password to anyone else. The teachers are sharing the Zoom ID and password for the students of that class only. If there is a chance of intrusion, if somebody else, some other people, some stranger entering the classroom means your child, your means any one of your child has given the login ID and password to someone else, maybe out of not knowing the consequences, or due to some kind of pressure from somebody else, it may happen. But please advise them, it is a wrongdoing, please don't do that. There are a lot of implications there. And let the children do not make any disturbance that distracts the attention of the teachers and the fellow students. Let them sit properly and sit as if they are in the class, and give them proper time for sleeping, and let them sleep well, and don't give any kind of gadgets while they are sleeping. And if not, in the class, they will be feeling tired, they will be feeling sleepy, they will be yawning. These things will happen. Make sure the webcam of your child is on always and the mic is off, and they can unmute the mic when the teacher is asking. Otherwise, let the mic be off, unless otherwise the teacher is asking to keep the mic on. Okay. Don't permit any kind of private talks with other children, and do not resort to sending any kind of messages. These things you have to take care, and talk to your children personally whenever you are having interactions, or make situations to interact, keeping in your mind. Teach them and guide them wherever you can. Regarding the devices, net connection and the devices, my request is there must be separate devices for each and every child. If 2 children are there or 3 children are there, we have to come up with the situation. At least now, the situation started more than 1 year back, and at that time we were thinking that this is the issue will be over within 3 months, 4 months, something like that. We were sharing the devices with all children, and some of you were giving mobile phones to the children to attend the classes. But we have to change that attitude. If you are not having devices to be given to each and every child, let there be a device with each and every child. Better you can keep a desktop or a laptop. It is better, the best one, or it is a tab. Please avoid providing mobile phones. Mobile phones are not advisable for attending classes. It is having a lot of limitations and a lot of other issues as well. And you may be seeing that through the televisions, mobile phone is given to the children, those who are not able to attend classes. Through the televisions in many states, including Kerala and other states, you can see people are giving or contributing mobile phones to the children. I will tell you one thing very clearly. The after effect of this giving, maybe for genuine cause, is something beyond our expectation. So my request, I can request to my parents only, please avoid giving mobile phones to the children, give them devices. Okay, and adopt the preventive measures or the devices for controlling them, to avoid any kind of misuse. There are a lot of control applications that you can discuss with the IT team. Some important tips for monitoring and proper guidance. I'm not reading out everything. You know a lot of things. Let the children realize that they are all under surveillance and they are all monitored. Parents are knowing and as well as they are observing what is happening, and whether I am studying well or I am misusing or not. this must be there in the minds of the children. So give them proper guidance and avoid using any gadgets while sleeping or while eating or while going to toilet. I am sorry to say that these habits, they are learning from parents. I know many parents and many people who are using mobile phones every time. Even when they are in the dining table, they'll be looking at the side and eating something, or the one hand will be in the mobile and making chats or replying something. Please avoid that. Please give a time to interact with the children. Give them good lessons. Be models to them. We are the models. We must be the role models. And regarding modesty and professional status, this has been discussed many times, but again, you have to say that each and everyone has to respect. We have to give respect and take respect. Teachers are doing a professional responsibility. Please respect that professional job they are doing and respect their modesty. You can communicate with the teachers, but there are specific times for that. During the class hours, please don't disturb them. And sending messages is okay for genuine reasons. But if you have something to be clarified, if they are not able to clarify, it may happen because sometimes a teacher may not be able to give a satisfactory reply to you. Don't be angry with them. They are not giving because they cannot give a satisfactory reply. So you can contact the school. Please do not show any kind of disgust with them because they are helpless. That's why. And I request that parents to be techno-savvy. Recently, I have seen a film wherein a father who is not techno-savvy, who is not having the idea of using a smartphone, those who are having the habit of seeing films, see that film also. You can understand the difference between the older generation and the younger generation. But we must be, we also have to be techno-savvy. We cannot live without having a proper understanding about that technology. We also have to know what is happening around us, how technology is improving. At least we have to have a minimum understanding. Through that, the children also will evaluate us growing along with the generation. And even though children are sitting at home and attending classes, it is mandatory to wear the school uniform. Not only the top, but the full uniform is advisable. If you are permitting the children or if you are advising the children to wear the top, which part is coming to the camera only, you are teaching them something. How can you overcome the regulations and guidance? You are teaching them. You are teaching something what can be done wrongly, improperly. Please think in that way. And one-to-one chat is also not appreciated. And the most important thing is private chatting between the children during the class time. This you have to take very much care. Unless otherwise you take care, there will be private chat and children will be viewing or visiting some websites or some apps or gaming during the time of the classes. They will be looking at the screen and doing something else. That you have to keep a watch continuously. Don't think that my daughter, my son will not do that. You know, the school is having a lot of communication measures. Before, I can say around 2-3 years back, we were using only circulars and limitedly we were using SMS messages. Now you are getting SMS messages a lot. Even some parents complained also. So many messages are received from the school. It is a truth because we have to communicate with the parents and we have to convey the messages. So these things will be followed, and all class teachers are having class groups and sending WhatsApp messages to the parents. And we have web portal, almost all information is available. Moreover, now we have the social media accounts as well, Facebook and Instagram. Please follow the school Facebook as well as Instagram to get updated about the information, not only school information, other information as well. Thanking you very much, and we'll be answering to you if you have any doubt. I think you have given a lot of questions through the chat box, and we'll be answering before the end of this session. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for an elaborate and very clear and firm points that you have shared in this meeting. Thank you so much. Dear parents, if you have any queries, please enter it in the chat box so that we can clear your doubts by reading your queries through the chat box. For your clarification, this meeting is exclusively for distance learning, and as you have opted for, and those who have opted for FTF, there's a query, sir, whether the transportation will be there.
See, this meeting is for distance learning.
Yes.
So that question is not having any kind of a validity, but still I am answering. Those who have opted FTF and those who want transport, school is trying to provide the transport to the maximum extent. But I have to say sorry to some areas where there are one or two students or with a long distance. If the private bus operator is not ready to operate in that area, we will not be able to operate to that area. Otherwise, we will be operating buses in almost all areas.
Thank you, sir. Sir, there's a query like, can they change to FTF? Is there any possibility to change as they have opted in distance learning? Is there any chance to change to FTF?
In this case, please send a request to the concerned supervisor or the HOS. We will see the case if there is a possibility of admitting them, because we have made the plans depending upon the number of students who have participated in this FTF mode and selected the FTF mode. And if there is a chance for admitting them, definitely we will consider that.
Yes. There's a query like they need more clarification regarding the two timings for the classes.
Question is not clear.
So they need clarification. One of them, they need clarification regarding the two timings of the classes.
Okay, this is for let's say satisfying the needs of all the children, because we have a good number of children opted FTF this time. Last time number was very less. Now more number is opted, and we have a great number of children in our school studying. To accommodate all those who have opted FTF, we have to make some arrangements. In the beginning, I showed you one slide, the different modes of reopening. One is a full return, one is a partial return, or other one is a DL, distance learning. The school opted the partial return. In that one, all those who have opted will be accommodated in FTF classes. But we can't conduct the classes to the full time. If you are conducting the full time, the period duration will be less. To avoid that, to give maximum facility to the children, the students will be given classes for 4 hours in the school, as we are doing almost all the time. And the additional time means 1.5 hours approximately, class will be given online. That's the plan.
Yes, sir. So there's a query, those who paid bus fees already, can it be refunded or reduced?
Sorry?
Those who paid bus fees already, can it be reimbursed?
This thing, I don't know whether somebody paid the bus fees this time, because bus fees collection was stopped 1.5 years back. And if someone paid after that, we will see to that.
I think that's all. That's all, sir. These common queries only, sir.
Yes.
There's a question. One more by Ishal Shamir. How do we know the location to which the transportation is provided? The only reason we are opted to distance learning.
Again, this distance learning child is not coming to school.
Yes.
So if question is coming from your tier children, we can answer to that one. We made the plans.
Yes, sir. Fine, sir. I think almost the same queries we have cleared almost all.
Okay, we have to wind up without much time because we have one more session.
Yes, sir.
And now it's time for any other thing to be clarified, and we'll be going to the final remarks.
Yes, sir. So now we'll move to the end of the session. I would like to invite one of the supervisors of primary section, supervisor of primary morning 1, Ms. Harisa Bibi. I would like to invite you. The floor is yours, ma'am, for vote of thanks.
Good evening, all. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah. I hope I am audible.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, dear Mrs. Smita, for inviting me. I am so happy to mark the vote of thanks here for this very useful and informative session. First of all, I mark my sincere gratitude to the Almighty for protecting us all during this tough situation and letting us sit here together with lot of expectations for the coming days. Alhamdulillah. I would like to thank our HOS, Mrs. Smita Rajesh, for the introduction given. I would like to thank you, dear Afnan Abubakar, for the recitation of relevant verses from the Holy Book and for the translation given by dear Nazreen Fatima. I would like to mark my heartfelt gratitude to our dear principal for the warm welcome to this program. I would like to thank our dear vice principal for the orientation session, which was so informative and useful for all of us for getting ready for the coming days. At last, for not least, I would like to thank all the leaders for clearing the doubts. I mark my gratitude for the parents, students, and teachers for attending this program. Once again, I express my gratitude to all of us. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. By this, we are coming to the end of this meeting. Many queries, I know there are many queries are popping up in your minds. Please share your queries to your class teachers, will be cleared. You will be receiving updates through school circulars, which will be forwarded by our principal.